Hi guys, I'm Erica Looker, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite technique for the perfect beachy balayage. We have our model Jill, who has gorgeous hair as it is, but it hasn't been touched in about a year and a half, so we are going to give her some sun-kissed highlights in the front while, you know, lightening everything else a little bit so it looks like she was on vacation for a year and a half. Let's begin. To start, I'm going to section her hair just using her natural part. And I personally like to do 3 sections because I do the back as a whole and the front is more focused on where the sunlight would hit. All right, so when I take the smaller sections in the back, I like to start from right behind the ear and bringing it down into a V. Just so that it goes with her haircut. On the first section, what I like to do is I always start with a deep V. Make sure, you know, I bring this up pretty high on the bottom, but always feather it out. And then once you get that deep V, I like to turn it into a W so that you get a little more definition in the center. And then I kind of feather it in between those. Now, when you're feathering it, it doesn't have to be super perfect, just not really thick towards the top, because at the bottom is where you want to saturate it so you can get that really nice bright blonde. And I always use a paddle because it just makes things a little easier for me. You drop your next section and do the same thing. And depending on the look you're going for, you can make the outside V pretty saturated, but just make sure it's feathered to the top. And make sure when you're holding the bottom of the section, you're using maximum tension so that you don't get any hair like flinging up at you and creating little bleach marks everywhere. And that way you can see exactly where your lightener is going. Now, with using the paddle, I personally don't like to add lightener to it before I place the section on it, because I feel it's easier to create a line that way. So I just go over it a few extra times. When you take your next section, use the ears as a guideline, and you can create a V or a U, depending on how severe, you know, you want that lightening towards the bottom. When you're going in and creating your lines, to feather it, you know, you just want to use really light pressure, like you're just barely painting it on. And you're kind of just moving the lightener that's on the bottom up. So it might look a little dry, but it's not, you know, gonna create a super harsh line, but it's gonna help with light reflection towards the top. So you do get lightness all over. And before I saturate the bottom, what I like to do is take the blunt part of the brush and just kind of bring everything down so it's smooth, so you don't get any of the dreaded bally blobs and have bleach spots on your hair. All right, so when you get to the section right above the ear, I always take the section from the back of the head first, so you can create a guideline for the front. So when taking the front section, what you want to do is I go with how the angles are in the front. So use that guideline from the back and just go upward toward the hairline. Now, because she has a side part, she does have less hair on this side, so you just want to be mindful of that you're not necessarily going to paint it the same as you do on this side. Now, when I get to this section, I like to pull it a little bit from behind the ear and just kind of put that up front, because that'll carry the lightness from the back to the front, and it'll look seamless and natural. So when you get to the front sections, to create more of that sun-kissed look, you're gonna use the same deep V technique, but you can bring it all the way up, almost to the root, but then light pressure to feather it out. Towards the front, I like to bring the saturation up a little higher so that it reflects exactly where the sun would hit. All right, and here is our finished product, a perfectly beachy balayage.